You know, I decided after a long time thinking about it, it was okay. Most people call me Merle. My husband calls me Merle. So, it works. Earl, that's a little bit of a stretch. I did want to finish the story about Helen Blanchard. The reason I even brought up the subject was because I read about her that she had passed away a week ago, Saturday, a week ago, and that was my birthday, May 11th. So it like stuck out in my head. I was either going to be offended that she died on my birthday or decided that she wanted it to have an extra impact. I went with the impact. And speaking of, before I speak of impact, don't forget qualified speakers to fill out these blue forms. You'll find them in the purple, whatever these are, folders. Other people or all people can fill this out and give. This you give to Jeff, this you give to the speakers. Everybody wants to hear from you what it is that would make them have an even better presentation next time. Okay, back to the impact. Yay! Our next speaker, our first qualifying speaker, is Leslie Pogue. She is a training director, dialogist, right? Meaning she does dialogues, and author. Leslie has been using her gifts to help people for more than 20 years. She started at 5. Leslie earned a bachelor's in organizational psychology and is a member of Toastmasters and the American Society of Training and Development, better known as ASTD. Prior to creating the No Psychobabble and Soft Skills Direct, she worked with Fortune 100 companies like Washington Mutual and Countrywide Financial. She has developed training modules on various subjects ranging from securities licensing, corporate development, and employment barriers to current company policy and employment law issues, as well as a time management organization, as she just has too many skills. Stress management, self-care topics like how to be your own best friend, I can get around that, and erase can't from your vocabulary. I didn't even hear the word. Please join me with a great round of applause for our first qualifying speaker, Leslie Pogue.
Well, hello everybody. How y'all doing tonight? Well, all right. I can hear you, so that's a great start. We are going to revive your human capital with soft skills. I'm going to open your mind to a new idea. Actually, you're going to find out it's not quite that new. So, the term has evolved from employee to assistant to resource, and now it's human capital. But they all mean the same thing. They're people. People is what drives your business, right? Without people inside and outside your doors, you have no business, correct? Correct. Show of hands who knows what soft skills is. Great, quite a number of you. Fantastic. Well, for those of you who don't, I'm going to paint a picture for you. Soft skills are the inner drivers of your employees. So an employee with little to no soft skills is kind of like a television with no antenna and no cable. You can turn it on, it'll light up, but you're getting no picture, and usually you're getting a whole lot of noisy fuzz. Now think about your employees. Bet a couple of people come to mind, don't they? Mhm. They're showing up, they're dressed for the job, but you're getting nothing out of them. They have little to no soft skills. And when I say that, I mean they don't manage their time well. They're not organized. They're just showing up, right? But then you have your basic soft skills. Your basic soft skills are like a TV with antenna only. Now, an antenna only will give you basic channels. But sometimes you have to adjust the antenna in order to keep the signal, right? Your basic soft skills, people have time management, they have basic organization skills, and they have basic communication skills. But if you push them outside their comfort zone, they're not going to have any of that. Unless you give them perks. That's that adjusting that antenna thing. They'll do more stuff if you give them stuff. That's not okay. But that's basic soft skills. Then you have your cable folks. We love our cable folks. They're on it. They show up to their meetings on time. Their reports are spectacular. People love talking to them. They're great with their teams. But have you ever noticed that for all the information and resources that cable gives you, sometimes there is nothing on? Isn't that terrible? Well, the same is true for your employees. Your cable folks are magnificent. They have all these skills and resources. But if you look a little closer, they've moved into another level. And so they've gotten away from the little details, the small pieces. They've also maybe not started to follow up with their staff as much. We are living in a reduction in force environment. And a lot of people have moved into management by default, meaning they are not ready. But soft skills can help that. They haven't transitioned from employee to manager. And that's where the soft skills come in. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
You have a general idea of what soft skills are? Okay. Well, let me tell you specifically what soft skills are. Soft skills are the ability to listen well, to communicate effectively, to manage stress, to manage conflict. Basically, to have good manners and play nice with others. That's soft skills. That's the stuff they don't teach you in college. Because technical skills you get. You can open a book, you can read it, and you can go do it. But the soft skills are feeling stuff they don't talk about. Okay? So I'm going to check with you. Let's see how your soft skills are. Did everybody bring their listening ears with them tonight?
Yes.
All right. We'll see. I'm choosing listening because listening is really the gateway to all the rest of those skills, and you'll see what I mean in just a moment. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. You are the pilot of an airliner flying between New York and Chicago. The pilot is 3 years older than the co-pilot. The co-pilot's spouse is 2 years younger than the pilot's spouse. The interior of the plane is blue and the seats are red. Show of hands, you can tell me, how tall is the pilot? How tall is the pilot?
5'7".
Is that how tall you are? Oh. You're absolutely correct. I opened with, you are the pilot. Now one more for you. You got good soft skills. Good job. Now one more for you. Wave at me. Come on, everybody join in. Make the okay sign. You can still wave. Now with your okay sign, touch your chin. There's your chin. Gotcha. But these are basic skills and these are basic techniques that you can practice listening skills, because listening helps you to manage your time. It helps you to communicate on all levels of hierarchy. There's something called generational communication. It helps you to understand how to communicate across generations. It just is the gateway to all the rest of those soft skills. So if you can fine-tune that listening, that's a nice first step. And most of you are Toastmasters, and we definitely use our listening in Toastmasters, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Absolutely. So, Now that you know what soft skills are, you're probably wondering how it's affecting your organization. What is the cost to you? When you have a soft skills issue, your people aren't happy. It truly is that simple. Now, what do people do when they're not happy? They quit, which causes turnover, which can be costly. Or they gossip and they complain to each other. That's also a cancer for your organization. So these two are problems in your environment. And they happen in just about every organization. But soft skills helps that. What is the cost? Well, let's start with turnover. Turnover can cost for for-profit companies up to 150% of the employee's salary package. That can be costly, especially if you have high turnover. Now, granted, we do have a reduction in force environment, but there are people that are just quitting for a number of reasons. Some people quit because of fear that they're going to get fired. Some people quit because they don't like their compensation. Some people quit because they don't like their manager. Or maybe they're bored. Believe it or not, some people are actually bored even though they're doing 3 and 4 different jobs because we laid off 20 people. But they're still bored. They're not necessarily bored in action, but they're bored in their mind. It's just run-of-the-mill stuff. People also quit because they don't know what is expected of them. That's where training comes into it, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll tell you about that later. The other piece is gossip and low morale. Gossip causes low morale, which causes low productivity. If people are walking around the office like this, trying to get from one place to the next, they're just really sorry they're there. And that plays into how they communicate with your customers. And people forget this very important part. Your internal folks are also customers. They are your internal customers. So that low morale and that bad energy is moving across your organization. It's like a virus just taking over. And that causes low productivity. You don't want that in your organization. What we're also finding is that even though our human resources is trying to step up the bar in hiring people, I know a long time ago, customer service, you didn't really need any kind of education. You could walk into customer service off the street, high school, barely finished, you can get a customer service job. Now they want you to have like 2 years of college. Same with retail. Retail, they're stepping up their bar, and they want you to at least be considering a college education. But surprisingly enough, college has not, our universities still have not gotten the memo that soft skills are important. They come out of college with MBAs, and they're great on the technical piece, but they still do not know how to manage teams, they don't lead well, and they also still don't communicate well. So that is a detriment to them because not only do they have to come into a new organization and learn what it takes to be in that organization, but now they have to fine-tune these skills as well, usually by trial and error, which causes a turnover because somebody didn't like how that manager told them something. It's all a trickle effect. But we can fix that. Soft skills is a magical thing. A lot of people talk about your passion. I've had a job probably since I was 16 years old, and I haven't liked a single one of them. Mainly because, well, of course, I always do better, first of all. But what I found in most of them is that they didn't care about me. They just wanted the job done. But it's the soft skills that helps a company at least appear, even if they really aren't actually caring about you. It gives the impression, the perception that they care about you. And that's where I always had trouble. Because I can do the job. I come in, and lucky for most companies I've ever worked for, I have a very old school work ethic. I'm going to get up, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do what you tell me to do, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, and I'm going to leave when you tell me. That's it. But if you made me feel special, I might do a little more. I might offer some suggestions. I might create new ways of doing things. I might create a whole nother position that can make the company grow even faster. Who knows? But since you're not worried about what I think, I'm just a cog in the wheel, then I'll just show up. I'll get my paycheck, and I'll go home. I'll be that TV that just kind of lights up, shows up, and I go, right? So that is the cost. People need to feel like they have a voice. They need to feel like you recognize them. They need to feel like part of the family. They need to feel like they're being paid for what they're doing. They need to feel like they know what they're doing and what is expected of them. So let me ask all of you, what was the common thread in all of those needs? Feelings, exactly. Feelings are so important all of a sudden. And I shouldn't say all of a sudden, it's really since 9/11. People have had feelings for years, but they didn't come to the surface until after 9/11. After 9/11, everybody had feelings. Oh my goodness, you hurt my feelings. But it's very, very true, because between 9/11 and the economic downturn, we are living in a societal PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Everybody is stressed out. Everybody's on edge. Everybody's nervous. And while it's not your organization's job to manage that, as an organization, you have to be cognizant of it. You have to pay attention to it, or you will get the turnover. You will get people that are unhappy. You will get people that are gossiping. And you will get people that are just there. And that doesn't serve you at all. So all of that is bad news. I like to open with the bad news. We'll end with the good stuff. What is the solution? Well, I'm going to tell you. Solution number 1 is training. Add training. And not only just adding training, because lots of companies already have training, but they build training and they have this, if I build it, the learner will come kind of perspective. Well, think about that, because there's a flaw in that plan. If your employees are afraid to leave their desk because they have so much work, when are they going to ask their supervisor, who, by the way, they're scared to talk to go and take a training class? That's not going to happen. Oh, but we have training available. That's not helpful. But if you make it mean something, if people are working towards something, because people will usually do something for something. They won't do it for the sake of doing it. You have to give, it's the what's in it for me syndrome, right? Mm-hmm. So if they get a KPI, key performance indicator, that shows up on their performance reviews, that they think or have the idea that by getting this training, they can earn more money, they can possibly move up in leadership, then they're more likely to take advantage of it. But what it also shows is that the company now has a buy-in in that employee. So that employee feels like, oh, they care about me. They want me to know more. They want to educate me. They want to prepare me for more jobs. It also helps them feel that they can move up. So that gives them a goal. It gives them a place to go. If they're just showing up every day doing the same old thing, it's like, what's the point? But if I do this, then I do this, then I do this, then they have something to work with. And that helps morale. That also gives them something else to work on. So now they're not in the break room talking about each other. They're talking about that class they just took, right? And is my friend going to take that class too? We've shifted the energy in the room, which is awesome. The second solution is solve a life problem for them. We say for people to leave their life at the door, right? You can't. Bottom line, you can't. And you can't even more now because your cell phone is buzzing in your pocket. We can't keep it on our desk and make it obvious, so we hide it. But we know what's going on. People are trying to get a hold of us because we're trying to change banks, or we're trying to close a mortgage, or our kids are trying to get into a new school. All these things are going on, and we have to tend to them. But what companies want to do is they want to have health fairs. Invite other organizations in. Aflac, Costco, Sam's Club. All of these type of organizations, and many, many more, have reps that are looking for new clients. That's just it. But now you solved a life problem for your folks. Health fairs are great every year, and people always look forward to them. Biggest draw. What is the biggest draw in a health fair? What's the biggest draw in a health fair? The free stuff is one big draw, yes. What is the biggest, what can you think of as the biggest draw on a health fair?
Massage chair.
Massage chair! Have any of you gone to a health fair that did not have a massage chair? Was that the line you absolutely had to be in before you left? Absolutely! And that also changes the conversation in the break room, right? Did you get your massage? Oh, I'm going in too. Oh, it's almost my turn. Now the energy is exciting instead of, yeah, they didn't do this, and I'm so sick of that. The energy is different. That's great. So health fairs help you with that every year. And like you said, the freebies go a long way. But if you're solving these life problems for your people, guess what? Now they're not thinking about that stuff at their desk. They're actually doing the work because you've solved that problem for them. You've given them new resources, new avenues to research. That's helpful. And that also shows that you care about the well-being of your people. And that's all people want. They also want recognition. People like to see their own name. They like to hear their own name, and they like to see a big giant picture of themselves. And they don't care where. Recognition programs are great because recognition programs help people to strive for something again. Now I'm showing up to work not just to do the job, but I'm showing up to do something. I worked for a company, it was a trucking company. Every month we had a safety drawing. This company was great about giving away stuff. We had a couple of things. We had customer service week, which by the way, I won an iPad. Yeah. It's very sweet. But in the same week, we had a safety drawing. In the safety drawing, they used to give away, they would give away 4 $25 cash, 3 $50, 2 $100, and 1 $250. Cash money. But here's what also went even further and made it even better. They pulled 2 double values. What is double value, you ask? Next month, when they do the same drawing, if your name is called as a winner, then you get double the value of whatever it is that you won. I can tell you how great that works because I won $500. Yes. It's an awesome promotion. People looked forward to it. People cheered you on. It was an exciting thing in the company. People talked about it all the time. Recognition doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. Back in the day, I worked for the Broadway. Remember them? It was now Macy's. I worked in the Christmas department, and they just gave you a Snickers. It's a little Snickers bar if you got a good review from a customer. I didn't think anything of it until I got one. I was very excited because every hour they announced who got the Snickers bar that hour. Your manager comes over and hands you a little Snickers bar. It's like a big deal. It's just a Snickers bar. But it makes a difference. So these are the solutions you want to bring to your folks. So let's review. Soft skills are the internal, say it with me, internal drivers of your employees. Absolutely. Now, lack of soft skills training can result in low morale and 150% of your employee salary package. Your solutions are to create various opportunities. Create training. You don't have to have in-house training. You can outsource it. You can hire someone like myself from Soft Skills Direct to come in and do your training. You can also go online. Services like MindFlash and GoToTraining have made training super, super easy now. And again, have those KPIs. Solve a life problem for your folks and offer recognition programs. Henry Ford said, a business that makes nothing but money is a poor business. If you apply these solutions to your organization, I can assure you, you will revive your human capital with soft skills, and you will see results.